What's up, gang? What's going on, everybody? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Let me know if you can hear me. Mike Mazza, one of the OGs, is in the house. There he is. Backstage is here. What's happening, bud? It's all good, man. Go get some rest, dude. Rest. Do what you need to do during the week, man. Get your schoolwork done. Get all that stuff done. We'll always be here on Saturday night for you, too, man. So, Daily Dose, what's happening, bud? Yeah, we got some news on, Juan Soto's contract and turning down a $350 million deal for 13 years. That's pretty significant money. Marcel's here. How you doing, bud? Dav Clan's here. What's happening, man? Oh, it's good to have you on. It's good to have you on. Chicken sandwiches and chips. Oh, that's a good meal right there. I like that. I like that. Who else is on? Hirsch is here. Kyle's in the house. Kyle Gibbs. All right. Kyle Anstis is here. What's happening, man? What's happening, dude? Matt Singh. Tyler's in the house. Tyler is in the house, man. Tyler, you, me, and Mike we're gonna tear this place down on Friday, man. I want to thank you guys all for coming on. Yeah, Juan Soto turned down $350 million extension offer from the Nationals right before lockout, $350 million for 13 years. And Action VJ. Action's here. David Travis is here too. Aaron Cedillo, what's happening, man? Let's go, Cubs. It's all good, man. It's all good. We need some, so tomorrow, and I have a video coming out tomorrow morning, but the MLB Players Union has requested that they meet tomorrow with the MLB Owners. In case you guys don't know, they're going to submit their counter proposal tomorrow afternoon. So I will put out a video tomorrow afternoon with the details from it once I get the official details. So you'll expect that tomorrow at some point. And so hopefully, we'll make some progress. Lorenzo's here. What's happening, Lorenzo Hoskins? I see Mazza's coming. Mazza's first trade. Baltimore Yankees in Oakland. Let's see it, Mazza. Mazza's got a plethora of trades, proposals, ideas, man. Yeah, Hirsch, I'm the same way. I mean, I personally, I'd wait until he's a free agent. But at that point, you might not need to sign him. Dominguez might be at a point where he makes Soto unnecessary. Everson Pereira. If they get this other kid, Brandon Maia, next year in international, it might make Soto not needed here because we'll have enough depth like we do at shortstop. So Corey Seager can 325 to 20. Yeah, man. Soto's 23, man. He's going to get between probably 450 and 500. I mean, Pat Mahomes from Kansas City Chiefs got close to 500 million. So he's gonna get paid, Juan Soto. And so is Vlad Jr. Jason Lung's in the house. What's good, man? Danny J, what's good? Udall, there he is. We got the crew here, man. We got the crew. L.I. Yankee King, there he is. Yeah, he's gonna get easy. He's probably. My guess is he'll get at least 10 years, 400 mil. But I don't think he's gonna. If they're not gonna extend him, give him a bigger extension, then they might as well investigate trades. So for Soto, they might as well. Knicks were up by 28. Now they're tied. Oh my God. They cannot hold the lead now. They didn't do anything at the deadline. Cannot hold a lead at all. Allen's in the house. John Max here. Robert Johnson. Dav Clan. All right, Michael Maz. Here we go. Gallo, Monty, Cortez, Sanchez, Vargas, Wells, Chapman, Kemp, Laureano, Puck, Jeffries to Baltimore. Whew. Oakland gets Herman, Voit, Torres, Hicks, Sweeney, Josh Rowe, Tate, Mancini, Santander, Rush, Adley. Rushman's in this trade. Oh, my God. And Rodriguez. What do the Yankees get? My heavens, my heavens, my heavens. I think Buck Showalter is going to do well with the Mets too, John. Damn, Mazza, that's a monster trade, man. You get a lot of guys. Mazza's got, I think, 10 trades for us tonight, Robert. So I love it. I love it. It makes this stuff entertaining. Can you imagine major league teams just getting, trading 20 to 30 players in a 3-team trade? It hardly ever happens. The Yankees get Montez, Olsen, Murphy, Means, Mullins, Mountcastle. Damn. I like that. That's a good return there for the Yankees. A lot of quality, man. A lot of quality, dude. Mazza's off to a good start here, man. I think the Yankees should wait until free agency to potentially pursue Soto. Cam said, yeah, well, exactly. Exactly. Or Fizzwiz is here. What's good? Or somebody earlier made a good suggestion. If the Yankees make an extension offer to Judge and he turns it down, you use him as part of the package to the Nationals for Soto. I thought that was a creative idea, and that way you can add to him because he's already a proven superstar like Soto. He's older, so he wouldn't cost as much as Soto would. So, and you could put him right into the Nationals if he turns down an extension from the Yankees. Samuel Sandate's here. What's happened, man? Trade Cashman for Soto, the Nationals. Yeah, man. Yeah. 11 trades for Mazda, man. One down, baby. 20,000. Yeah, I mean, I think you could rebuild the next better than these guys are doing, Aaron. I'll tell you that. Trade 2 between the White Sox, Yankees, and Dodgers. Let's go. Realistically, what do you see the Yankees signing? I think I'm relatively confident they're going to trade for Matt Olson. And if Peraza's not in the trade, then he'll be the starting shortstop. If he is in the trade, then they'll bring in one of these shortstops, either in free agency or in a trade. They'll get somebody at shortstop. They have to. So they're not going to just Olsen alone is not enough. Freeman alone is not enough. Correa alone is not enough. They need multiple players, and we've said that repeatedly. So, yeah, Soto is 23. Why would the Yankees want Judge if they are trading? Soto has more years of team control. He said no to an extension already, so that's number one. Okay, and they can get Judge probably for a 7 or 8 year deal. Won't even cost half the price that they would get for Soto, so they could add guys to Judge to make it more tenable. So that's why they would get Judge. And they would get Judge and a bunch of guys coming from the Yankees. They would get a package of guys already. And again, if Soto says no now, there's a good chance he's going to say no again. So would you rather get something for him or let him walk in free agency? That's my logic. T-Bird's here. What's good? Yeah, Judge should be a lifer, but if they make him an extension offer and he says no, then he becomes trade bait with 1 year left. Gary, I appreciate that, man. Peter's in the house. What's good, man? What's good, man? Pistons beat the Celtics. Of course they did. Let's see. I feel like we should trade Judge. I love him, but we need more speed and younger blood like Soto. Fizzwiz. I mean, there's a trade that can be lined up. It's obviously, it's based in somewhat fantasy land right now, but Soto says no. If Judge says no, then it actually becomes a possibility. You'd have to add, obviously, a lot to Judge, but it's still doable. I would love Olsen and Montez too. No doubt about it. Keeping the Smash Brothers, yeah. Jace here. What's happening, Jace? John Mack, yeah, just I hate saying hang in there, but spring training at some point will start in the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping. So Anthony Medina, what's good, man? Yeah, just hang in there, John. Tampa's a lot of fun. Legends Field at Yankee Stadium is really nice. Soto getting 14 to 15 years for 37 to 38 mil per. Someone value 520. I could see that, Kyle. I really could. But I don't think they're going to give him 14 to 15 years when he's 26. They want to give that to him now. So, and again, they tried, but they're definitely going to have to increase the offer if they want to have a better shot at keeping him. What do you think the Yankees will do first after the lockout? I think a trade with Oakland is going to be imminent after the lockout, Davis. I really do. Winning a chip, no doubt about it, man. No doubt about it, that plan. Next meeting, yeah, the MLB. I have a video coming out tomorrow morning, but the MLB Players Union has requested a in-person sit-down meeting tomorrow afternoon with the owners. So they're meeting tomorrow. The Players Union is submitting their counter proposal for the owners' proposal last week. And then I'll put out a video later on in the day so you know exactly what the details were of the counter proposal and what type of progress was made. So once I get all the official details, you'll get a video tomorrow afternoon or late or early evening to confirm what it was about. All right, here we go. I hope, Junior, I hope that they win in 2022, man. They need some guys, though. They got to make some moves. White Sox get Gio, Sanchez, Herman, Cortez, Gallo, Sweeney, Bro, Gonsolin, Urias, Cuts. My God, that changes everything for the White Sox, man. LA Dodgers get Monty, Chapman, Green, Voit, Torres, Peraza, Welsh, Schmidt, Crochet, Grandal, Monty Cespedes. What did the Yankees get, Mazza? And let's hear yours, Tyler. Let's go. Marlins, Yankees, Reds. Judge is going to be in the R2, C2 pocket. Oh, nice. Very nice. George, man, thank you. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it very much. Trey Chapman in his 18th for Philly for DDP. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to work. They do need a reliever, Joe. And I'm not sure the Yankees are going to want to bring back Didi at this point. He's just kind of a shell of himself. They're going to want to preserve that money. I mean, it could happen, but I'm not. I'd say less than 50%. Although I liked Didi when he was here. So, Jesus King Chavez. ¿Qué pasa, King? All right, Royal Highness is in the house, man. In all honesty, how bad do you think the Yankees front office is? I know people like to bash on the front office. I just think they need to move. They need to come a little bit more into the 21st century. They're a little bit behind some teams. They have good people, obviously, good personnel. They've done a hell of a job internationally, and they're drafting a lot better. But they still are behind in drafting catchers and developing and drafting and developing starting pitching. So the front office, with Hal Steinbrenner, he clearly wants to run this like a corporation, like a bank. He wants to maximize the amount of profit he can make. And that's, and it's obvious. And that's one of the problems, I think. George actually, he was here invested in his product. He made his product desirable, and the money just came. He bought the Yankees for $10 million. So, and they're now worth $5 billion. So the return on investment was there when he treated the product like, he put the fans first. And then he wanted to have the best team possible. And everything else fell into place. Hal's not doing that, in my opinion, Daily. That said, they still do good work. They get to the playoffs almost every season. But there still are, their desire to win a World Series on a regular is not the same as George Steinbrenner's was. That's obvious. David Travis, I do. I think they probably get Carlos Rodon in free agency, maybe somebody else in a trade. I think they should get two, but I think they'll get at least one. Probably Carlos Rodon. Yankees won't. I don't know, Jason. I'm not sure. A player like Soto. Yeah. Somebody. My fear is he's going to go to the Dodgers. He'll get traded to the Dodgers. And then, yeah. Yankees get Cease, Bummer, Moncada, Luis Robert, Bristol Crowder, Max Muncy, Heron, Lux, Cannon Smith, Dustin. Oh my God. Yeah, sign me up for that one, Michael. Get all that personnel back? Oh, hell yeah. Oh that's a monster return right there, man. I like that return, Mazza. My gosh. Stephen Gottlieb. Yeah, Judge is great, but one now. You're absolutely right, man. Absolutely right. Sell, yeah, the Knicks. Dolan he's got to sell the Knicks. We need better ownership over here in these Knicks. My goodness gracious. Why is it so bad to bring Gardner back as a bench player? He's the best insurance policy. Now, at this point, the Yankees need to they get a little bit better in the outfield. He's a good bench player, but he's going to clog up a roster spot for somebody like Estevan Florial. They just brought in Ender Inciarte on a minor league contract, and he's younger. So they have younger guys who could do a little bit more than Gardner at this point. That's the way I see it. But again, if they brought him back, as long as he's not taking a starting position from anybody, that's fine by me. Todd only. Soto, yeah, at least 400 over 10. I agree with that 100%. 100%. Could you imagine Judge, Stanton, and Soto in that same line? It'd be ridiculous, JT. Absolutely ridiculous. Do you actually think the Yankees are going to have a chance for the World Series? I feel like the only way we can win is there a ton of amazing trades. I think there's going to be a combination of spending and good trades. And at that point, that's going to make it most realistic for at least the World Series in 2022. This is more than a once off-season fix, in my opinion. And they can do, I do think they can make a blockbuster trade with Oakland and solidify some positions as building blocks. And then the next move and the next move. I don't think it'll all happen this offseason, but they can still set them up. They can set themselves up nicely. They really can. They cannot be afraid to move on from some prospects, especially one that, again, a position of depth, shortstop. They have a ton of guys, so they can move one of them here or one of them there. It's for a proven player. White Sox, Yankees, Milwaukee, Maz. Let's see it. Yankees get Jake Berger from the White Sox. He's young, he's 25, but Adonis Medina, White Sox get the. I don't think the White Sox would make this trade. Phillies get Dallas Keuchel. Phillies get. So I'm not sure that the Phillies would do that trade either. I don't see the Phillies getting rid of a young pitcher to get an older Dallas Keuchel here for. I don't know if the White Sox would do that trade either. Not sure, GameCuber. Why do you ask? For mods. Give me some insight, Cuber. What I think the trade lineup will look, the whole lineup will look like, what the pitching will look like. I think Matt Olson's going to be in that lineup. If Peraza's not in the trade, he'll be the shortstop. If he is in the trade, then maybe a trade with Texas for like kind of Falefa or a guy like Trevor Story or somebody like that. Something like that. And Judge and Stanton still being there, DJ being there, likely the super utility guy. Olson, to me, Olson's the piece to get here. They need 2 impact bats one way or another, in my opinion. So if you can get Olson and you bring in you get a guy like Seiya Suzuki, if possible, then that changes the lineup entirely. That changes the lineup dynamic. Changes the whole lineup dynamic. I just went over your trade, Yankee King. Do you agree with the mentality any team that makes it to the playoffs has a chance? Yes, absolutely, Daly. It's a crapshoot in the playoffs. But that said, the better your team is set up to play against the various types of the various types of different teams, the better odds you have of making it far. But again, everybody's 0-0 when it comes to the playoffs. So you can get cold and they get hot and it's all over. So, but it is a crapshoot in the World Series, in the playoffs. Case in point would be the 116 win Seattle Mariners. They broke the Yankees all-time win in 2000, and the Yankees beat them in the ALCS to get to the World Series. And they had everybody on that team, and they couldn't get to the Yankees. So the Yankees need more gamers. Like the Yankees were relentless back then. Relentless. We need that type of team again. Yeah, I'm with you too, Courtney Kell, 100%. No doubt about it. Rodon, I would go over Zach Greinke to the Yankees, CJ. No doubt about it. I think the Yankees need to stay far away from Greinke. Johnny TD, Volpe, Jason Volpe, man. I love Volpe, man. Volpe looks like he's going to be special. All right, Talbot. The Marlins get Austin Wells, Luis Medina, Domingo Germán, Joey Gallo, Luke Voigt, Gary Sanchez, Lucas Sims. Okay. What else we got, Tyler? What else is in that? It's a lot of guys to the Marlins, man. A lot of we get some decent offensive returns there, which they need. Volpe's not ready yet, Johnny. They're saying he's about a year away. I don't think they want to, unless he's killing the world at spring training. Okay, but it sounds as if they're waiting until 2023 to unleash him. So trade void for a pitcher. Yeah, a pitcher or a pitching prospect, Sean Browning, no doubt about it, man. Damn, Tyler, that's a lot of offensive firepower over to the Marlins. with some pitching too, but keep looking at your trade. Rizzo's likely gone. I'm guessing to the Red Sox. That's why I predicted them too, but we'll see. If the Yankees can't swing a trade for Olsen, then I think I could see them pivoting really quickly and bringing back Rizzo. I could see that. Volpe so close, maybe they'll shift the first and pitching, and they could, or they, what? Let's just say in the offbeat they signed Carlos Correa for something. Correa's already had discussions with Alex Rodriguez as to what it was like going from short to third. He's already showed that he's willing to do that. So I would just keep that in the back pocket there. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but like the fact that he's already spoken proactively about it could be an encouraging sign, because then they could plug Volpe at short and have Carlos Correa at third. They could do that. They could, but we'll see. We'll see. Reds, Torres, Vasquez, Waseski, Zach, McKinley, Joe Mack, Lewis, Brinson, Brennan, Beck, Davey Arcia, Hio, and Ian Lewis. Lot of capital right there to the Reds, too. What are the Yankees getting, man? Oh, here we go. White Sox get Torres, Nestor, Herman, Hoyt, Urshela, Sweeney. Who else? Oh, Yelich to the White Sox. Evan Williams. Urias, Turang, Small. Milwaukee, Montgomery, Chapman, Green, Torres, Gallup, Peraza, Medina, Schmidt, Grandal, Monty, Cespedes. Man, that's a lot of players. That's a lot of players. What are the Yankees getting back, Mazza? And what are the Yankees getting back in your trade, Talbot? Let's see. It does, GameCuber. Yeah, I mean, I try my best to keep up with it. I mean, try to respond to as many people as possible. I want to keep this thing interactive, so that's why I don't want to take the human effect out of it. But I get what I get what you mean there, Cuban. If I see somebody that I flag, I'll definitely gonna flag him. So especially if somebody's disrespectful to the other people here, like yourself or whoever else, I won't hesitate to get rid of them. Yankees get Corbin Burns, Peralta, Hader, Eddings, Cease, Abreu, Robert, Moncada. I mean, if I'm the Yankees, Maz, I would sign up for that yesterday. My God, I'm not sure the Brewers might. I'm not sure the Brewers would. Well, they're getting a lot back. So, and the Brewers are not generally in the spending teams for the most part. So, I know if I'm the Yankees, I'm doing that trade, Mazza. Johnny T. No, I get it, man. Totally. How about this trade with the Cardinals? Michael King, Oswaldo Peraza, and Clark Schmidt for pitcher Jack Flaherty. Flaherty's only like 26, right, Anthony? He's pretty young. That's definitely got to be that's definitely worth considering there. That's definitely worth looking at, Anthony Medina. Get Flaherty a nice solid number 2 behind Cole. They're going to have to pay that much for a 2 behind Cole, so in the trade, no doubt about it. Yeah, Sean, they definitely need to bring some fire this year. No doubt about it. It's feisty, a more feisty gamer attitude. 100%, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Greinke would make it here in New York. They would drive him to the loony house. They really would. Who would I be okay with trading Volpe for? Soto. Probably only Soto. Probably Whiskey Tango. Why do the Yankees players let their elbow hit their elbow and getting a hit? It's a good question, John Mack. I don't know. Davey Garcia is not in Keith Law's top 20 Yankee prospects. That's a testament to quality depth of farm. Yeah, I mean, they've really boosted that farm recently, Hirsch. They really, really have over the last couple of years. It's been pretty remarkable how much depth and quality they brought into the farm. Volpe played in Double-A daily. He got it. He made it to Double-A at the end of the season last year, so he'll start in Double-A. And I agree with you. I think he's still 1 year away. He's still 1 year away. Unless he forces the team, he plays that well like a Soto or somebody like that, and forces the team to bring him up. Okay. But it's got to be justifiable. It definitely has to be justifiable. Chris Schmidt's in the house. How you doing, man? What's up, bud? Start Peraza short and bring him up. Did I miss Talbot's Yankee return here? Trey 4, Yankees, Oakland, San Diego. Let's go. Let's go, man. If you sign Correa in 2 years, have Correa third base. Peraza at short, Volpe at second. Peraza has a better glove than Volpe. Yes, he does. I mean, I'm fine with that. Correa at third, Peraza at short, and Volpe at second, and Olsen at first. I would love that. Yeah, 18 years. Yes, 18 years ago today, he joined the Yankees. Yankees get Sandy Alcantara, Luis Castillo, Amir Garrett, Eugenio Suarez, Tyler Mao. Get me that one too, Tyler. Get me that one too. That's a return right there, baby. It's not delusion in LA. It's called making this channel fun. And everybody making it fun. The team signing with it. Delusional is thinking that trading Giancarlo Stanton to the Padres for Eric Hosmer and Will Myers is actually viable. That's delusional. That's not even on planet Earth. It's a completely different planet. No Yankee GM would ever do that trade. Ever. Torres and Andujar would trade for a center fielder, a role player that is hopefully a tour. Well, they definitely have some value now in the National League, Sean. There's no doubt about it. So I think you can get something back for them. Not a star player, but you get something back. Well, that's the thing too, Ralph Garcia. I hope that it's not an issue like Mattingly's one, because Mattingly's back problems. He's basically shut down the rest of his career, unfortunately. He was on a Hall of Fame trajectory. Mets acquire Chapman, Aroldis Chapman. Yankees acquire Hayden Singer and Junior Santos. Not a bad trade. Not a bad trade. Get some prospect depth here. Game keyword issues that the chat goes too far ahead and people can be mean all the time. Let's block them. I get to it, Cuber. I get to it. The Mets want him in his massive contract. His contract only has 1 year left. Daily so, and at this point, I mean, Steve Cohen has shown a willingness to spend to win. So, I could see something like that happen. Try not to trade away lefties, baseballs. Yeah, I mean, we need more lefties anyway. Stanton is, he's beloved here now. And he's postseason gold, man. He's postseason gold. Chapman has become Armando Benitez. Yeah. Maz, Oakland, Herman Voigt, Torres, Gallus, Paddock, Chris Paddock. Oh, Chris Charworth, Nola, Gore, Wood, Abrams, Austin, Nola, San Diego, Manny Urshela, Sweeney. Man, Oakland gets a lot in that trade. Yankees, Montez, Olsen, Murphy, Snell, Machado, Dar. Oh, yeah, baby. That's another beast trade right there, Maz. I like it. I like it, dude. Padres could use bullpen help. So, I mean, you can move Chapman there. You can maybe move Chad Green there, too. You can move both of them in a trade, potentially. So, you could do something there with San Diego. They seem to be a logical team to get one of our relief pitchers and be able to give something decent back in return. How about Boston Red Sox make a trade Yankees for good young players? Could happen, Courtney. It could. I hope not, Joe Melia about Rodon. I hope Carl Pavano was a disaster here. Was a disaster, unfortunately. So, Leary, that's a lot of people's concern that they're not going to make enough trades or spend enough to do it. But again, the reports were that the Yankees were close to a big move right before the lockout was initiated. So, it gives me some kind of hope. I don't know whether it was a signing or a trade. I'm guessing a trade, but That at least gives me some something to be encouraged about. Gallo to the Padres for Campusano. Yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat, Tyler. In a heartbeat. At Campusano itself, I mean, makes it a justifiable trade. We can add a Aroldis Chapman to that trade and get those prospects back too, and cut some really cut some payroll off here. Yankees broadcast situation. What do you mean? Who's going to be like Carlos Beltran was added to the rotation, and a couple other guys were added to it too. So I mean, that's the latest for me. Like Cameron Maben was added too. So they added some former players, so with some good personality. So they've done a couple of things. If Judge walks, where I think he'd go. I mean, if the Mets will offer him a boatload, I just don't think he's gonna make it to free agency. The Yankees are either gonna extend him or they're gonna trade him. I can't see a scenario where he makes it to free agency. They'd be stupid to let him walk and get nothing back for him. He doesn't have any no trade protection, so he can't block any trades because he's an arbitration player. So they'd be nuts. But yeah, the Mets. He could just to stick it to the Yankees. Volpe did not play in Double-A last season. He made it to High A. Maybe the Yankees consider Cole Hamels. Well, they could. They could. Trade 5. Cleveland Indians, New York Yankees, Chicago White Sox. Sanchez, what's the deal? I see him probably being moved to the National League. Now the National League is adopting the designated hitter in 2022. Peter. So I see it. Sanchez, what's the deal? You think the MLB lockout this is going to end? I don't think it's going to end tomorrow, Tigers fan. I'd be surprised. I would be surprised. Does the Harvey news remind you of Dallas Strawberry? Nah, not really. Not really, but thank you, Daily Dose. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming on, bud. Yeah, Cole Hamels I pass on to. We got to get younger. Gallo and Chapman, yes, sir. Sending that to San Diego for that return, yes, I would do it. Hamels unfortunately couldn't stay healthy last offseason, so I'm not confident in his ability to stay healthy. That's my main hesitation with Hamels at this point. Where are the Yankee players training who are not in the 40-man? Probably back in their home countries or in their high schools or colleges or somewhere like that, I'm guessing. That'd be my guess. Yankees are not giving Judge 10 years, $300 million at the age of 31. And trading Stanton to the Padres for Hosmer and Will Myers does not make them more athletic. You're sacrificing significant offense and you're not getting any more athletic. So there's no logic behind that trade. None. Dairy Farm Yankees can trade Judge. Yeah, I mean, they could package Judge. It's going to cost more than Judge to get Soto, but they could. And then again, if they offer him an extension and he says no, then that's something they need to investigate. And they really, really did. Dallas Keuchel. I mean, he is. I think he's got a year or two left in Chicago, but he could be a trade candidate. I heard that he might be so. He's actually getting married to that girl, Kelly Nash, from the MLB Network. Can imagine a fury of trades on the front. Oh, it's going to be nuts, Larry Garcia. Absolutely nuts. That's why I tell people, if you're not subscribed to this channel, do it immediately because I'm going to put out every piece of breaking news once this lockout ends. You're not going to want to miss it. So that's my that's definitely my promise there. I'm going to be feeding you on a steady diet of breaking news. So, and there's going to be a lot to happen in a short period of time. Yes, they would turn down a Judge for it. It's going to cost more than Judge to get Soto. You're going to have to add quite a bit to Judge. Glaber and Gio are playing on high school field. Yep. Yeah. Well, I think recent news of Angels opioid abuse will make players' union, at least with regard to drug testing and counseling and CBA, more amenable. MLB point of view on that issue. Probably, Marcel. That's a good point. Yes. Yes, particularly with opioids, say absolutely. It's not a performance-enhancing drug, but it's yes. They might need to. They have to beef it up, and kind of. I think they would be wise to adopt some more MLB point of view on that. Yes, they would. It would be wise to do that. This stuff, I mean, it killed Tyler Skaggs. I mean, it's a nightmare, this opioid thing. Like, you know, and they need to help players who have those types of abuse, because this substance abuse of any kind is a serious problem, and it affects people. And it's not an easy thing to just move on from. It's not. I mean, it's serious. It's dead serious. So it's definitely a serious thing that needs to be taken care of, Marcel, or addressed aggressively. Cross Beltran, Jack Flaherty, Ryan Rocco, David Compound. Yeah. Barker M9. I think once the lockout's over, they make a trade. I think they're going to make 2 trades of some significance after the lockout, at least 2. That's my gut telling me, but Maben was added. Yeah, Maben's part of the gang. Trey 5, Indians, Yankees, White Sox. Let's go, Mazza. Yankees and Cubs trade. Let's go. Volpe is anticipated playing Somerset. Curious to see where Peraza will go. The MLB. If he's not traded to Oakland, Christopher, or somewhere else, I think he'll be the starting shortstop in 2022 at the major league level. Francisco Alvarez could be with Gary Sanchez vibes. Maybe a little bit Whiskey Tango. Yeah. I was off for a couple minutes either. Your 80s Yankees comment. What was it, Jason Long? I don't remember. I'm not sure if I saw it. If I did, I don't. This thing's scrolling pretty quickly. Can you repeat it, Jason? Because I want to know what it is now. What's that comment? Maybe L.I. King, Heim for Stephen Ridings. Maybe it's not a bad trade. Cole, Keuchel, Taillon, Monty, and Cortez from Mount King. Yeah, I mean Keuchel's. He's not a ticking time bomb in terms of injuries, which is a good thing, Sean. So I'd be fine with Keuchel. Suzuki lit up, yes. Suzuki leading off here would be awesome. Sebi, I would start him in the bullpen, Sean. After locking me so many things. Yes, there will be. It's going to be a ton, Marcel. I'm gonna put a video out on everything. Yankees get Kyle Hendricks, Wilson Contreras, Ian Happen, Hayward. Cubs get Hicks, Sanchez, Oswaldo Herrera, Brennan, Beck, and Davey. Well, I like the salary swap between Hicks and Hayward. How many years does Hayward have left, Tyler? 2? Does he have 2 years left? Leary, I do, but it's a TikTok, but it's for running. It's a running one because I also have a running channel, and my TikTok is the same name as my running channel, which is Top of the Line Running. So I don't have one that pertains to baseball. That one is just for running and fitness. Lasagna and Severino will be killed. Yes, they would. Yes, they would, Hirsch. Mazza Cleveland gets Herman Green, Shell, Giolito, Crochet. Monty Chapman to the White Sox. Gallup, Ross Schmidt kills. Place act, race. Yankees get Bieber, Ramirez, Class A hedges case from Anderson. Oh, sign me up for that one too, Mazza. Sign me up for that one, man. Christopher, yeah, I would agree with that. Spring training will help. It'll help us get a better idea where Severino's arm health and arm fitness is. Yeah, I would agree too. They have planned with Lorenzo. Yeah, a little bit more. Imagine Lab, Suzuki, DJ, Judge, Rizzo, Olsen, Stantamania. Yeah, the addition of Suzuki and Olsen, it just would be phenomenal. Sean, would be phenomenal. Lorenzo Brave is a free agent. And why we said Trey Sanchez when he can fit Trey National League. True. Yankees get Bieber Ramirez. Yeah, man. Anderson Moncada. I love your Yankees returns in these trades, man. So they're phenomenal. They're fun to visualize. I'll tell you that much. A lot of fun. Like that. Yeah, I like it too, man. I'd go aggressively with Castillo. Yes, Luis Castillo, 100%. I've been saying that. Castillo and Rodon will be phenomenal for this rotation. I would like that. I did, Tyler. I liked it, man. I was asking you if I said I'd like the salary swap a little bit between Hicks and Hayward. So does Hayward have 2 years left? So he's got 2. Okay. Yeah, at least prediction. No, I don't see the Yankees getting 4th. No doubt about it, Sean. I didn't say I'd take Hayward. I asked how many years Hayward had left. And again, Hayward's not the same as Hosmer. Like Mango, what's good, man? Who would trade? There are teams that would trade for Judge. The Dodgers, I'd say the Padres, Seattle Mariners, quite a few. The Nationals will probably trade for him too. Hayward has 2 years for $44 million remaining. Hosmer has 6. He's got 63 million. He's got 3 years for $63 million, 21 per year. But to me, Hayward would represent. If the Yankees don't do anything in the outfield, I would take Hayward over Hosmer. I mean, if I at the end of the day, I would take Suzuki over both of them, but I wouldn't take Hosmer under any circumstances. Cleveland, Yankees, Dodgers. Let's go, man. Hayward first came up with the Braves. He looked at potential left-handed version of Day 1. Yes, he did. I wouldn't put Ketel Marte in center field myself. I'd put him at second base, replacing Gleyber Torres, who I would send to Arizona for Ketel Marte. Marlins, Padres, Yankees. Let's go, Tyler. Let's hear it, man. I love your trade proposals, guys. Sevy would be dominant. I remember that most started his career as a starter. Yep. Sean, it just didn't work as a starter. And they turned him into a long relief and then a reliever, and the rest is history, man. Evening, Chicken Parm. All right. What's happening? Yeah, Chris, you're right. He has been playing the outfield. I would have him in the infield over the outfield for Ketel. I would. The moves that the Yankees are going to make this offseason will not have them finishing in 4th. That's all the explanation you need. Blue Jays haven't gotten better yet. The Rays haven't gotten better yet. And neither have the Red Sox. So you can't just plug them up there automatically like that right now. If you want to do that, go right ahead. But the Yankees aren't going to finish 4th. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly that plan. We need some of those guys. They're going to have to trade for some younger guys, Lurie. They're going to have to give some younger guys an opportunity also to get more athletic and healthy, man. They're going to need to add some speed to this lineup because they got rid of most of it this offseason so far before the lockout, unfortunately. So they brought in some guys on minor league deals, but they need to get younger and more athletic, no doubt about it. I hope it's lifted at the very least, at the end of February, early March. Otherwise, the season's going to be delayed. Yankees getting mandatory signing and trade to have top 3 rotation. Bieber and Rodon. Schmidt, yeah, I'm with you there 100%. I'd take 2 years of Hayward off 5 years of Hicks. Well, that's another. That's a trade-off too right there. 2 years of Hayward's definitely more valuable than 5 years of Hicks. Yes. Yes. Tyler, he had us trading Stanton for Eric Hosmer. No, never. I wouldn't trade Voit for Hosmer. Herman, King, Gio, Sanchez, Sweeney, Gomez, Wells, Gonsolin, Urias, Papia, Bush. Wow, that's a lot to Cleveland. Dodgers get Monty, Chapman, Green, Torres, Voit, Haraza, Schmidt, Vargas, Plesac, Hedge. Damn, they get 12 guys, the Dodgers. Woof! Depth, baby. What do the Yankees get? Agreed, 100%, big boy. If they get Olsen, Montez, Rodon, they get automated. Yes, 100%, dude. 100%. I forget to mention that the Blue Jays already lost Simeon and Robbie Ray. They've only brought in Kevin Gausman. So Red Sox traded away Hunter Renfroe. One reason the Yankees will not get Soto without reason is Hal Steinbrenner. He would be the reason, Chicken Farm. You're absolutely right about that. I think you're spot on. Hicks has 4 years, but he has a 5th-year team option that can be bought out for $1 million. But there's 4 guaranteed seasons, yes. Switch hitters and speed. Yeah, well, Ketel Marte would be a nice switch hitter. So would Brian Reynolds. And especially Brian Reynolds with the speed, too. Yeah, if we trade for Reynolds, there's no need for Seiya Suzuki. So I think Soto does want a higher average. That the one he got, this offer was only about $27 million, just under $27 million per. So, and he's going to be the highest paid player in baseball. And if they were all better teams, then they would have finished ahead of the Yankees last season too, LA. But they didn't. Toronto didn't make it. The way things are, I think the Rays need to add another starting pitcher. The Red Sox need to add a pitcher too. Yankees, Bill, you're not being smart. You're thinking. I think you're logically thinking here. Yankees definitely need to get better. Yes. They need to add more than Tampa and Boston. There's no doubt about it. But again, there's no guarantee that Boston and Tampa are just going to dominate again. So there's no guarantee that at all. I agree with you, Anthony Medina, 100%. They need to make a flurry of moves. I hope that they do. Sanchez to Miami for Cheetahs. Yeah, man. Yeah, Leary. Me too for this weekend, man. Peraza provides athleticism. So does Oswaldo Cabrera. So do a lot of these guys. So, I'm encouraged by the fact that they're going to use some of these guys over the next couple of years and add them to the stable of players. So, again, they're prospects. No guarantee they're going to make it. But hopefully some of them do. Marlins get Will Myers, Luke Voigt, Gary Sanchez, Domingo Herman, CJ James, Oswaldo, Randy Vasquez, Chris Pat. Damn. That's a haul for the Marlins, Tyler. Whew. AL and NL East predictions at this moment. I still think Tampa Bay is favored to win. I think the Yankees are second, Boston third, Toronto fourth, and Baltimore fifth. NL East, I think the Braves again, the Mets, Phillies, something like that. Nationals, and who am I missing here? Oh my God. I didn't even remember who I'm missing in the National League East. But I see the Mets finishing the top two. Release Hicks or trade Hicks. Yeah, man, 100%. They need to do something with Hicks, Sean. I'm not sure Justin Upton's the right guy here, but maybe. Trade Voigt and Andujar for Josh Bell. To the Pirates? No, Nationals, excuse me. Not the Pirates. I mean, you could, but you might be able to get him a little bit more back in separate trades. Chicken Parm. I think right now 50-50 that they get Carrera. I'm 50-50 on that. I was less confident before. I'm a little bit more confident now that they brought in Carlos Beltran to be one of the people in the Yes Network. So we'll see. Would I be upset if they did not? No. Thomas Littlejohn, trade Volpe, Voigt, and Hicks. Get Freeman, let Volpe play. Volpe, I think, is not ready yet, but he's getting there. But there's a chance he might show he's much further along as possible. Freeman I'm fine with, but my preferred first baseman is Matt Olson in the trade, but we'll see. We're going to get younger and more athletic. Freeman doesn't accomplish either one of those. We'll take a haul to get Reynolds. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. The only reason Jays didn't finish over the Yankees because they were worried about where their families were going. Are you serious, Yankee King? Are you actually serious right now? Come on, dude. It's laughable. Bieber, Ramirez, Clay, May, God. Another monster return for the Yankees, Mazza. Dude, you're a beast. You're an absolute beast. Padres get Gallo, Brian Anderson, Carl Lopez. Damn, I like this combination of players flowing in your trades too, Tyler. I do, Mike Gaudio, I do think the Yankees land Olsen and a shortstop, yes. Again, if you weren't on before, if they don't use Peraza in the trade, then I have him playing shortstop. If they do, then obviously they're landing a new shortstop. That's kind of the way I see it. Hicks is healthy, but he's not looking great. Pirates lately have seemed thrive. Yankees. Yeah, Sean. Yep. A haul. Yes, it will. The Red Sox can sign Story. Don't be surprised if they sign Correa either, Dairy Farmer. Correa. I wouldn't rule them out yet for anything. But yes, in your DAP plan, you're right, too, because nothing was made. No moves were made aside from minor league signings and international signings before the lockout. But 90% of the guys that the Yankees could use are still available. So, and I do expect them to be somewhat aggressive. Padres can definitely be a part. Yes, they can. Blue Jays staying in Toronto, they win. I don't think they win 100 games. They do, but I don't think they will. We'll see. Do you see any chance of Mike King getting a shot? I could see him getting a shot. Yeah, I think he's perfect as a swingman in my opinion, Chris Schmidt. But I could see that. Talbot, Yankees get Machado, Blake Snell, Alcantara, Luis Campusano, Jazz, anything. Dude, sign me up for that, Tyler. Sign me up for that, man. God, we're gonna have so much fun on Friday. It's gonna be ridiculous. You guys already have legend status. It's gonna get even worse on Friday. Can't wait. That's big time. Right there too, and two frontline starters. Like yes, sir. Top catcher, Chisholm, like Machado, yeah. Voigt, Andujar, and some prospects for if you could possibly get him for that little, and I would do it. It's going to cost probably Jason Dominguez to get Brian Reynolds. If they can get Brian Reynolds without Jason Dominguez, I'd be surprised. I really, really would be surprised. And that's the way I'd be shocked. His return for the Yankees in that 3-team deal between Dodgers. Bieber, Ramirez, Clay, May, Gratterall, Muncy, Luxman. Yeah, I'm in, Mazza. That's a high-quality return, man. Youth, athleticism, like skill, the works here. Lots of pitching. I mean, lots of versatility. Are you getting a superstar Ramirez back? Yeah. Oh, yeah. These are the types of quality. I mean, could you imagine if they actually did a trade like this in real life? I mean, that would shake up the baseball world. It would just like people would be shaking their heads and just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe it. I would be one of them because I'd be shocked. We'll trade prospects everyone from the Major League establish it must right now. Yes, they have plan. Definitely win now. That's yes. I've been saying 6-man rotation for a while, so I agree. I agree. I don't know, King. I take 2 years of Hayward over 3 years of Will Hosmer. Eric Hosmer any day of the week. Free agency nightmare scenario when the season starts. Yeah, Yankees re-sign Brett Gardner and they sign Andrelton Simmons. That's my nightmare scenario. Freeman's fantastic, man. He's on a Hall of Fame trajectory. These are trade proposals, Genki King. Everybody's entitled to their own trade proposals, just like you are. Okay. I'm looking at everybody's trade ideas here. Arizona, Yankees, Cleveland. Let's go, Mazza. For Schmidt, the Marlins, man. Marlins are a great trade partner for the Yankees, too. Yeah. Thank you, Sal. Exactly. Everybody gets a chance. Not everybody's going to agree. Everybody has their own perspectives. That's why it's all welcome in this channel. That's what makes this channel good. I don't need to stand up here and say I'm always right because I'm not. Nobody else needs to do the same thing either. Like you said, you were going to prove that the Yankee fans are delusional. That's your opinion, dude. This is a fun live stream. This is what it's for, to have fun. Okay, and enjoy it. Does Josh Bell? Yeah, I'd probably, Samuel. I think so. Without knowing where their families. Yeah, it was harder. It was hard for Yankees too. Yankees who had COVID, family members who had COVID. Like the world has been in chaos for almost the past 2 years. So we can't use that excuse for the Blue Jays and not use it for other teams. Okay, we can't. I don't think it ends by this weekend, Sweaty, but that would be fantastic if it did. So I'm really curious to see the details of this meeting tomorrow. I'm going to put out a video tomorrow afternoon because they're meeting tomorrow, the union and the owner. So, and the union's presenting their counteroffer for last week's offer from the owner. So I'm really hoping that, this has some teeth. So I'm really, really hoping. We'll see. I mean, it's got to be at this point. Otherwise, they're just going to be once they start losing regular season games. It's really going to hit them in the pocketbook. That's the best way to hit the owners too in their pocketbook. So 2 years, $50 million for Story. I could see it happening, but I have a feeling he's going to wind up getting a pretty big deal from somebody. I just don't know who. Not a Correa type deal, but a pretty big deal. Someone who's like, you know what? I'm not going to pay Correa when I can have Story. It's going to be one of those teams. How many players do you get and think, I think they make 2 trades and maybe sign 2 free agents or something like that, Manuel, though. So probably like a player change of 4 to 5 guys overall, I think. Which side has more weight, I'm not sure, but they're going to make some moves. They have to. And they've already acknowledged the fact that they're going to and have to also. So that's again, it's easier said than done. They have to actually do it, but I see them making moves. And they were close to making a big one apparently before the lockout. It just didn't get done in time. So I hope they revisit that. Yankees are not moving in season 3 times. From Buffalo to Toronto, which is not far away from each other. Half the Yankees team had COVID too. Okay. Everybody had these issues. Would you look to signing Bauer? If he's released, yes, because the Dodgers will have assumed that entire contract because he already opted back in. The Yankees can probably get him on a minimum or something, like on a low-count salary. Yeah, I would, Tyler, but only I would not trade for the guy. I'm not trading for Trevor Bauer. If Ramirez, and it would be insane. Lockjam. Yeah, well, I mean, you'd have to include Torres and Gio in a trade to get Jose Ramirez. And if that was actually ever possible, I would not hesitate for a second to include them for Jose Ramirez. Lopez, I mean, yeah, some good Marlins starters, man. They got a lot of depth. I would try to go for Chapman and Gallo from Padres for James Wood. Victor Caratini, guys. Yeah. I mean, possibly Christopher Woods. I would try to get Luis Campusano in that trade, but Chapman and Gallo could represent good value for the Padres. So they really could. So I could see a trade lining up with the Padres for either one of those guys or maybe both of them. They did try to get Gallo at the deadline, and they need another dominant reliever. And Chapman has 1 year left. So it's better than locking up a guy like Kenley Jansen for 3 or 4 years. Yankees acquire Trevor Bauer. Dodgers acquire Zach Britton and Aaron Hicks. I'm not sure the Dodgers would do that because they're paying for 1 wasteful year of Hicks. 1 wasteful year of Britton and then 4 years of Hicks. It'd be like wasteful parts trade. I would still wait for Bauer to be released if he gets released. That way you can get nothing. I would just clear a roster spot by releasing Zach Britton, and you could probably get Hicks if he shows that he's healthy. You could probably move him for somebody at some point. So, and again, there's no guarantee that Bauer's not going to be suspended for the entire season either. MLB is going to try to probably make an example out of him to a degree. So that's something we have to consider. Even though he's not going to be criminally charged at MLB, it sounds as if they still want to be disciplined. They still want to discipline him. So there's that too. But I mean, the Yankees you can't get rid of Zach Britton's contract. Unless it's obviously in a trade and the other acquiring team picks up his contract. So, but this suggests that they're going to pick up 14 years of that and 40 plus million for Hicks, for about 30 something for Bauer. I don't know. I don't see if it lines up. I think Manfred's probably going to try and punish Matt Harvey too, Sean. It's unfortunate, but yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I mean, Story I had him predicted, like Mango. I had him predicted to the Yankees, so I still would not rule him out. I'm going to try to get Eddie Rosario. Yeah, I've been talking about Rosario for a while. I mean, they did get Ender Inciarte, younger, more dynamic outfielder, a 3-time Gold Glover recently too, so on a minor league deal, and he's going to be competing. But if you can get Eddie Rosario too, that brings a more athletic dynamic here. If they move Gallo, yeah, I would definitely go after bringing in somebody like Rosario. I would go Rosario over Gardner, in my opinion. So that's me. Castellanos is another one. He could be but I just don't know where he would play, where he would have a fit. So, Britton's going to miss the entire year. Yeah, I agree with Tyler. I think he's going to get released over being traded. Nobody's going to trade for a year where he's not going to pitch at all and then be a free agent the following offseason. It just doesn't make any sense. Bauer pitching with Cole. Yeah, it would, especially since they don't really Cole doesn't really like Bauer. So, I could see why certain players don't like Bauer, but, he is a gifted pitcher. I'll give him that. So, but again, I would still run that by Cole one way or another if they were going to bring in a Bauer, just like they ran it by Judge if they can, when they were bringing in Stanton. So you can trade Voit, Sanchez, Peraza, Garcia, Marlins for Chisholm, Lopez, and Stalling. Oh, I would do that in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, big boy. Yes, I would do that. I don't know if they'll move Stallings now and they acquired him, but I would do that in a heartbeat. Yeah, if he was released, exactly. I mean, if you can get him on a league minimum, that doesn't mean, there's no harm in bringing him in. If it doesn't work out, you just, you're losing dimes. Like they had it, like exactly. Odor was here on the team on the league minimum. So, and the Texas Rangers paid 99.5% of his contract, and we got more than enough production for the little they paid him. So, same with Bauer. And I've seen some of his bullpens this offseason. He looks filthy. He looks filthy. Arizona gets Herman, Sanchez, Hicks, Sweeney, Wells, Gomez, Spencer, another one. Monty, Green, Gio, Calla, Haraza, Ahmed, Weaver, Luplow, Austin. Jesus, Mazza. Dude. What do the Yankees get? And D. Strange Gordon's still around, Sean Browning. He's still around. Kind of a journeyman now. Yeah, well, for that reason alone, Sal, yeah. I mean, if he pitches well and he stays out of trouble, then it's kind of hard to beat having Bauer here. No. Yankees get Gallen, Kelly, Huarte, Lawler, Beaver, Casey. Yes, Mazza. Sign me up for that one, too. Yeah, sign me up for that one, too. Surprised MLB show's getting released. Yeah, I agree, Peter. I'm surprised, too. I don't know, Ally Yankee King. Ozuna should have gotten suspended more than 20 games. They definitely, he got off easy. Yep, Champion Britain, $30 million off the books. Yep, after 2022. Exactly, big boy. Using the travel thing is not. They didn't travel anymore than they did before. Major League Baseball makes sure that it doesn't get much harder for the teams. Harvey, is he suspended for 60 games, Chris? I didn't know. If that's true, I didn't realize that. Imagine outfield Gallo, Rosario, and Judge. I mean, that would be very athletic, Sean, that outfield. Fugazi. Exactly, big boy. Yeah, I agree too, Tyler. I mean, he's not being criminally charged. To me, that's the end of it. They should move on. I don't see the point where they're having to make an example out of the guy. So I agree. See, that's the thing. The Yankees said no. I think he would sign with the Mets, and the Mets would sign him like that, big boy. Add him to DeGrom and Scherzer. Oh my God. Yeah, George would. Yes, he would, Tyler. He said, no, I'm bringing in Bauer. Yep. That's a good contrast between the two, big boy. I like that. I like that, big boy. Mazda's trade number 8 between Arizona, New York, and Dodgers. Let's go. Mazda does his work, man. He does his work, Christopher. He has some serious trades, man. He also brings a lot of good return to the Yankees. I got to give him a lot of love for that, man. Johnny Satiro, what's good, man? Bauer and Josh Donaldson. Oh, yeah, my God. Could you imagine that? Bauer would be Ed Whitson. I would hope not. I would hope not. You'd think there'd be enough veterans to be able to kind of like offset that, but there's no guarantee of that either. So at least he's not a malcontent like Antonio Brown or something like that in the NFL who walked off mid-game on his team. He walked out on his team. Tampa Bay Bucks. Mazza, yeah, man. He would definitely be he'd be the GM guru, that's for sure. Bauer goes to the Mets. I wouldn't give him the championship just yet. On paper doesn't always make it so. Unfortunately, I tend to agree with that chicken parm about his wallet being locked. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Mazda, Arizona gets Herman. Gary Hicks, Sweeney. Wells, Gomez, Sirius, Kansas, Vargas, 10. They get 10 guys. Dodgers get Monty, Chapman, Voigt, Torres, Schmidt, Bro, Ahmed, Waller, Carroll, Thomas, Ross. Wow, they get 12 guys. The Dodgers. What do the Yankees get? Imagine Cole, Bauer, Rodon, Monty. That would be pretty nasty. I mean, I passed on Josh Donaldson too, so I don't think he's the right fit here. Yep. Unfortunately, I can see Harvey getting banned for 60. Bauer, I don't think if he's gonna get suspended, I don't think it should be for 60. It's just I would not agree with that. Yankees get Zach Gallen, Carson Kelly, K-Tel, Dustin May, Gratterall, Muncie Lux. Yes, sign me up for that one too, bro. Sign me up for that. Kyle Freeland, he may be decent, like a number 3, or number 4 here. He wouldn't be the number 2. I'm trading with Colorado. I'm trading for German Marquez. Herman King Cortez is an alternate start. Yes, Herman King Cortez, even Severino. Spot starters, long relief until they can prove they're healthy enough to get into rotation. No. Tyon has one more year here, and then I think he'll move on in free agency. Hello to Brazil. Brazil. If we add Bauer and Donaldson, we should add Correa and Jokic. Well, damn right, Tyler. If you're going to add malcontent types, yeah, you might as well go all the way. That'd be like one flew over the cuckoo's nest. Joe Kelly's a tough gamer, man. So I would not mind him. He's a feisty, and he protects his teammates and stuff like that too. So it reminds me of CC Sabathia to a degree. But if you're going to add people like that, you might as well bring in Correa and Kelly. Yeah, you're 100% right there, Tyler. A-Rod's a better Yankee than Derek Jeter, and A-Rod's better than Mickey Mantle in my hot takes. I mean, A-Rod had the most talent of all of them, that's for sure. Mickey Mantle was obviously cleaner. He's also abused his body with alcohol, so Mickey Mantle's my guy. I mean, I like Mickey Mantle. So, but again, A-Rod was great here. Jeter is his own, him. I think he'll be in the same book, or Judge. If Judge keeps playing the way he's playing for another, almost decade, then he'll be right up there with Jeter. 100% can't compare him to Antonio Brown. Got that right, bro. And I'm not depending on time exactly. I mean, I have him coming back at the earliest May. So that's just another reason why I think the Yankees need to bring in 2 starters one way or another to offset that type of stuff. Any good move for the Yankees this offseason? I mean, a good move would be to bring in a package of players from Oakland. That's my good move, in a big trade. Or if you can't do a multiplayer trade with them, you try with Arizona, or you try with Pittsburgh or somebody like that. Trade 9. Reds, Yankees, Oakland. All right, man. Here we go. Tyon is a back-end starter on the Yankees. Yes, no doubt. And again, if you can get that type of production from a 4 or 5, I'm fine with that too, just like Tyler. Herman, Cortez, King, Holmes, Sevy, Poultry. Yeah, and you haven't even added Chad Green. You haven't added any of these other guys. Jimmy Cordero, the new guy. You haven't added Lasagna. We haven't added, they got a lot of firepower in that bullpen. JT, I think they have enough to get JT Realmuto, yes. I don't know if the Phillies would do it, but they have enough to get him. Yeah. If they have enough to get Brian Reynolds, they have enough to get JT Realmuto. Jason, always a pleasure, brother. Thanks for coming on. We'll definitely see you on Saturday, man. Definitely. Anthony, too. Thanks for coming on. Have a great night, too, brother. Judge the general. He's great if he stays on. Yes, he is. If he stays healthy, Sean Browning, yes, he is. So the Yankees need to make a smart decision with him. They really, really do. Tyon in the pen when he comes out will be. Yeah, I mean, I think he'll have to start that way. Just like I think Severino needs to start that way, too. All right, Mazza. Cincinnati gets Herman, Green, White, Torres, Urshela, Sanchez, Sweeney, Anaya, Kemp, Andrews, Soderstrom, Alex. Wow, 13 guys. Oakland, Monty, Cortez, Licky, Peraza, Schmidt, Wells, Stevenson, Votto, Moose, Gray, Winker. Nice. 11 players. Yankees get Castillo, Garrett, Green, Suarez, Montez, Olsen, Chapman, Murphy. That's an 8 trade. That's an 8-guy return I would take, Mazza. Damn, you feel it, man. I love how you just alter the whole entire franchise. Dude, it's kind of awesome, Ben. But again, I would love for GMs to actually line up together for a monster trade like this on a 3-team side too. I mean, that would be something I would read about in papers like a month in a row. It'd be crazy, but it would be kind of awesome. We get Jesse Winker. Yeah, we didn't have to get him. The funds. We need to get him like, a shirt like that, Hirsch. Fonz was a legend, man. I would love to try to get Amir Garrett and Castillo from the Reds. I would be all over that, Christopher. I actually I had a trade proposal not too long ago for those guys. And I see some other teams could potentially go after that package too. He had one good postseason. He was decent in a couple of them, but he was really, really great in 2009. 14 Trey, Yankees, Padres, Nationals, Orioles. Stomach aches whenever Green takes them out. Greenwich clutch from Chapman. Gee, was more shot. Yes, he was. Yes, they were. It's called also Matsui. Yes. Trade 10 between Pittsburgh, Yankees, and Dodgers. Let's go, Mazza. Last one. Here we go. I like this last trade proposal too. We got a lot of serious depth, Chris. Yep, one freaking vote shy. That guy's a bum who didn't vote for Jeter. Offer cash for a player instead of our players. Yeah, but it's very rare in a trade. Very rare in a trade. Green is on hit when Green is on. When he's not overused, he's another one of these nasty Yankee bullpen arms. So Bauer gets punished more because her Clippers don't like Bauer and it's why. Yeah, probably could be partly why. Could be. Absolutely could be, JT. Very well could be. Yeah, Tommy. You're absolutely right, man. Unhittable, and he's right. Green fatigues when he gets overused, and then you have to like dial it back and then kind of dial him back in, which is they would just use him a little bit more consistently than and kind of diligently than I think he'd last a little longer into the season. Ugh, Charlie Blackmon, big boy. Yeah, I worry that those are the types of trades that he's going to make. I hope not. Leary, I think he's the Yankees starting catcher right now, unless he's traded to the National League for a DH position. So right now is a better than a 50-50 chance of being the starter. That's my view on Gary Sanchez, Larry. But yeah, most likely to return. Unless they're, bowled over by a big offer. And again, I think it needs to be packaged with someone else. So, but yeah, acquiring a catcher is definitely would be an important prerequisite or complementary move. They can't just be back there with Higashioka. Sanchez will walk. Yes. I don't think he'll be re-signed either. Mazza, Pirates get Urshela, Gallo, Michael King, Dominguez, Gomez, Vargas, Bro, Urias, Barnes, Jackson, Diaz. 12 guys. Damn. Dodgers get Herman, Chappie, Voigt, Torres, Sanchez, Peraza, Schmidt, Brubaker, Ben Gemmell, Davis, Fiesta. Let's see what else we got here. Processing. Oswald Peraza. Yeah, I mean, if he's not traded for Matt Olson, Peter Minichi, he should be the starting shortstop. I'm with you 100% there. Yankees get Dustin May, Gratterall, Muncy, Lux, Smith, Reynolds, Hayes. You get Reynolds and Brian Hayes, and you get Gratterall and May and Lux, and like, oh my God, I would be all over that, Mazza. Yes. Yeah, I don't think any shortstop right now is ready to start 162 games. But I mean, you'd have to have some depth there to offset it. Like that's why a guy like Tyler Wade was really valuable because he was a plug and play guy. So you can plug him in, here and there and stuff like that. So the Yankees definitely need a good utility, a second utility infielder. So. Yankees get international money. Padres get Stanton. That's not enough for Stanton. What are the Padres going to give him? 20 years of international money? Yankees aren't moving Stanton. He's a full no trade. And then definitely not moving him for international money. Which would rather take for center field? Okay, Brian Reynolds, logic, 100%. Sanchez at 10 home runs versus Orioles same year, 30 home 2019. Needs someone. Yes, he does, Ralph, 100%. No doubt about that, Tommy. That's why you surround him with some better, more competent infielders, so that he doesn't have to. Because they started Jeter when he was young, and he had his issues, and he settled into the role. And I think Peraza is one of those guys that could do that. So you bring in a Matt Olson, guys like that, and you surround him with really, really good infielders, and it would ease his transition to the major leagues. Whether it's him or Volpe or whoever it is. Simeon would have been nice, big boy. Yeah. Florial, I would definitely give an opportunity as a fourth outfielder. Trade 11, a special trade in honor of the Soto news between Washington. Oh, yeah. Here we go. The Soto special, we'll call it, Mazza. Needs to get his hand on straight Torres, too. Yes, they both do, Hirsch. 100%, bro. Stanton's not moving after last season. Yeah, I mean, he's become more valuable every season he's been with the Yankees. Nationals get Eric Hosmer, Cooper Bowman, 29. Tirso Ornelas. Orioles get Will Myers, Adrian Martinez, Reimer Salinas. And the Yankees just get international money and giving up. Was that Stanton part of this trade, Yankee King? Christopher Woods, I mean, if they got him for that much, yeah, I mean, I think he's going to get between 35 and 40 million, probably closer to 40 million a year. My guess, Christopher Woods. I mean, that's just 360 million is a boatload of money. But again, he's one of these guys. They're going to try and set the market for him. So that's been my guess. And Stanton was just hitting balls into he was hitting them to Rhode Island from Fenway Park. It was crazy. Definitely, Ralph. Stanton was our best postseason hitter the last couple years. Washington, Judge, Gallo, King, Licky, Sweeney, Gill, Medina, Florial, Rowe, Chapman, Kemp, Soderstrom, Puck. That's a rebuild right there for Washington, baby. That's a rebuild. Holy God, Massa. Stanton was crushing sliders. Yes, he was. He was crushing everything. Big boy. Yes, the Yankees get extremely lucky. Sanchez getting his last shot to get it right. Yes, that's right, Chris. I mean, Jacob Stallings was the guy to get. So unfortunately, I don't see anybody who's a much better option unless they're getting one of these stud catchers from Oakland or one of these other teams. Sean Browning, yeah, man. Stanton's been money in the postseason, too. Soto signs with the Yankees, $370 for 12 years. That would be nuts, big boy. Nuts. Oakland gets Herman, Monty, Voit, Torres, Sanchez, Wells, Garcia, Vargas, Schmidt, Wallace, Chuck, Strasburg. Oakland gets Strasburg. Yankees lose to trade. Stanton, the 29 and 30 prospect in the system, but it will be worth it for financial flexibility and the flexibility of the DH spot for Judge and two catchers. Flexibility for DH spot. Why would you replace Stanton with a more expensive Judge at DH? Why would you do that? You're gonna get rid of Stanton and get rid of those two power bot, and you're just gonna leave Judge, and that's it. Yankees. Why would the Yankees do that? Financial flexibility for what? Udall, what's happening, dude? No doubt about it. We'll see on Saturday, buddy. Absolutely. Yeah, that's the rumor that Soto really loves the Yankees and he'd love to play for them. But I mean, I don't know. It could be speculatory from somebody. So, who knows? If he does, great. Yankees get Montez, Renee, Olsen, Murphy, Soto, Robles. Yeah, man. Sign me up for that one too, man. The Yankees are giving up a ton of depth, but look at that return. Do you get Olsen, Murphy, and Soto in the same trade? Jeez Louise. You have to. That's a franchise altering for the next decade. Well, the Yankees go get a number 2. I think they should. I think they're going to get at least either a number 2 or a number 3. I would hope that they get both. Tommy Daly, but I just don't know. They got to get at least one, and number 2 would be more ideal. Yes, he makes how money. Yes, he most definitely does. Judge is a better player. Not in the postseason. And just look at their stats and not much different. When they're healthy, both of them are monsters. And there's no way I'm getting rid of Stanton for that little bit of return. You keep both of them. Those are your twin towers. You build around them. Maz is a legend with these trades, man. He's an absolute legend. Yeah, that's the thing, Christopher Woods. That's the same. It's just rumors, dude. So, I mean, unless you hear it from Soto himself, it's only so much credibility these rumors have. So, that's right, Sean. That's right. These guys hit the balls into a different universe when they're healthy. So, the salary luxury cap threshold needs to go really higher. 250 would be nice. I mean, that would be less amount of teams would be penalized. So I don't know why the owners would be against that. But J-Lock, have a good night. And it helps the Nationals and Orioles for their rebuilding process, and the 2-win now teams get financial flexibility to make the team better. That's why my trade works. Signed to the Yankees, 700 for 20. Yeah, Peter. You're a maniac, dude. Yankees are going to get financial flexibility just from moving on from. They have $100 million coming off their books over the next 4 years. $100 million. So there's no need to move Stanton for international spending money when those guys, there's no guarantee there either. So there's no way I move Stanton personally. That's just me, though. Tommy Daly, I do see DJ having a rebound year. Yes, he had surgery to address his issue with the hernia. He's healthy. He's looking pretty solid. So, yes, I definitely have him having a better year in 2022. No doubt about it. No doubt about it, Tommy. Yeah. Yeah, they are, Hirsch. I don't see DJ hitting 260 again either. No. Sign Rizzo and Story, trade for Reynolds. I mean, that's a quality offseason too, Chicken Pond. I'd still add a pitcher, though. But that changes the lineup and it gives it a lot of flexibility and more athleticism, especially with Brian Reynolds. Brian Reynolds is the leadoff guy. He's the leadoff guy. DJ Gallo, Severino at pop off. Yes, big boy, 100%. I think DJ's going to rebound, yes. Yes, no doubt about it. And again, he was hurt, so I don't trust him a long time. I don't trust in the outfield a long time. So Stanton gets the home. Cali and retire at home. Stanton played better when he played the outfield this year, so. And Stanton's locked up. He's not going anywhere. He has a no trade clause, and unless you're going to get a haul back for him, you don't move the guy. And the same thing goes for Judge. You don't move the guy unless you're going to get a haul back for him. Question from Whitey has been watching for the last few weeks. Wants to know what you think the Yankee offense will do next season. I think they're gonna, if they bring in 2 impact bats, Mazza, which I think they need to do, then I think their offense will be a top 10 offense with 2 impact bats. Depends on which the impact bats are. If you get like an Olsen and a Correa, yeah, it's going to have an impact. Get an Olsen and a Brian Reynolds, major impact. That's when I think the significant swing in the offense will happen. I think you bring guys like that. I think they'll be over 200 home runs again too. They'll be a hell of a lot more versatile. But that said, they still need to bring in some speed and athleticism, even if they're role players. Doesn't matter. They need some of that too. So that's kind of my ballpark. That's what I think they'll do this offseason. But I see a big swing because they were 26 out of 30 in runners in scoring position. And if they bring in some clutch players, like you bring in a Correa and you bring in Olsen, just hypothetically, if you bring in those 2 guys, in my hypothetical mind, they'll be a top 10 offense. I think so. They will make that much of a difference. Story in a pitcher would be great too, Tommy Daly. Imagine Reynolds, DJ, Judge, Stanton, Gallo, Olsen. Yeah, I mean, this would be ridiculous. I would lead off Reynolds, DJ second, Judge third, Olsen fourth, Stanton fifth. That's kind of what I would do. And then you have Gallo sixth, and the rest of them would be – that's like murderer's row, man. If I was a pitcher, I'd never want to face that lineup. I see DJ LeMahieu making over 300. Yeah, I could see DJ having a season like that, kid. Gal Gibbs. I could definitely see it. $1 million national money from the Padres, Orioles, and Nationals. You get. That's not anywhere near enough for moving Giancarlo Stanton, Yankee King. International money split from $1 million. That's it for Stanton. There's no way in the world they would do that. And Stanton, he never hurt us in the field. Exactly. And he's our best clutch postseason player. And it wasn't even close. He was good, Stanton. He was good in the outfield. I would agree too, Schmidt. Chris, professional hockey player. I would agree. Peraza and Florial bring speed, athleticism. They bring contact hitting. They bring versatility. So, but again, so does Oswaldo Cabrera. So does Anthony Volpe. So I would not hesitate to move Peraza if we can get Matt Olson. Mazza, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for your trades, man. I can't see you on Friday night, man. Get ready to have some fun, dude. All the best, Mazza. If you trade for Reynolds and Olsen in farm, no, it's not. They have enough depth to get both of them if they want. Farm system's not gone. Their farm is a hell of a lot better than it was 5 years ago. Oh, yes, he was, Tommy Daly, 100%. Much better. Much better. Yeah, Stan's not leaving. No way. Yeah. I mean, at this point, I go for Olsen over Reynolds if you can, but because it represents a bigger need long term, because of the prospect that we have in center field moving forward. So Olsen to me is if they can get healthy, which they can, but I think one or the other, Olsen, I'm trading for Olsen. So. With his contract, what are you realistically getting for a team? We don't know. With his productivity, you'll get more than that. Long Island King. You'll get more than that with that productivity. Ralph Garcia. If you can get a haul for Judge, and there's no reason you can't get a haul for Stanton. Stanton's under a controllable contract for the next 6 seasons or 5 seasons, so which is going to be a hell of a lot cheaper than Judge is going to cost. That holds value too. King is due for a breakout. Yeah, I'm with you there too, Foreigner. I think he's due for a breakout too. Friday night's a surprise, big boy. You'll see. It'll probably pop out. It'll probably pop out Saturday morning. So be on the lookout for it. Be on the lookout for it, big boy. I think you'll like it. At this point, Sean Browning, Olsen to me is the bigger priority. They have depth in the outfield. They have prospect depth in the outfield. First base, they don't really have the depth. Not like they do in the outfield. So the guys that are coming up in the outfield too are just, they have a better pipeline than they do in first baseman. So Olsen to me has to be the guy that they get. If you're going to trade for people, you get Olsen. Stanton isn't quite sure. He's not Chuck Norris. Then again, not many people are. I have a T-shirt that says when Chuck Norris is doing push-ups, he's not pushing himself up. He's pushing the earth down. Chuck Norris T-shirt. Some of the best T-shirts ever. No, you will not have to give up Volpe and Dominguez for Brian Reynolds. No. Not for 4 years of control. You don't give up 18 years of control with those three guys for 4 years of Brian Reynolds. You give up Dominguez and some other guys, there isn't a chance in the world they have to give up Volpe and Dominguez and Medina. Not going to happen. A's are willing to trade. Yeah, that's why I mean, the A's are an ideal trade partner. So are the Marlins. Stanton can play outfield long term too. I'm not really worried about that. Even if he plays some days in outfield, some days in DH, just like you're going to have to do Judge at some point too. Exactly, Kyle Gibbs. They'll get more back from Stanton than some people think. Yeah, I have a video. I mentioned it earlier, Udall. The MLB Players Union is meeting tomorrow with the owners. They requested it. They're meeting in the afternoon. I'll be putting out. There's a video coming out tomorrow morning just to notify people, and then I'll put out a video later on in the day when I have the details of the proposal. But that's happening tomorrow, Udall. I think some Yankee fans take us for granted the fact that Garrett Cole plays for us, man. Yes, he is, Foreigner. Yes, I love Cole. Love him. Love Stanton too. Kind of for left. He's. I didn't know enough about him earlier on. He's, Derek from MIR Recaps was talking about him, and I started to look into him a little bit. He could be a solid get at shortstop if they go down that road. But still, he would not block Volpe. He's got versatility. So, and he's not going to cost a Brian Reynolds package either. So. Exactly, Ryan Beck. I appreciate that, bro. Exactly, Ryan Beck. You're the man, dude. Appreciate that. And May is a talent, though. I would still bring him in. I mean, if you can get him in and Bresto Gratterall. That's how you do it. Yankees can get him without Volpe, Brian Reynolds. And besides, they're going to replace him. They're going to replace him with an outfield. They'll be like Jason Dominguez. They have a very good infield already, the Pirates. Yankees are not giving up Volpe for Brian Reynolds. You give up Volpe for Juan Soto, not Brian Reynolds. Rizzo's a free agent right now, Tommy Daly. So he essentially is gone right now. But they can get him back. And if they can get Lopez and Chisholm from the Marlins, that'd be huge. Steven Seagal, Van Damme, Chuck Norris. Yeah, these guys. Chicken Parm, thank you so much always, man. Have a great night. I'm going to wrap it up in a little bit, too. Rodon story trade for Olsen, Murphy, Manning, and Reynolds. If you can do that, Chris Schmidt, that's a a historic offseason for the Yankees, man. It really is. Eastwood's in his 90s. In his 90s. Yes. The Marlins are not trading hitting. They're looking for hitters. Yes. They're going to trade pitching for hitters, DJ. No doubt. If there's any way to get up Chills, I might be surprised, but they're giving up pitching for hitting. And Steven Seagal is going to be, I think, 60. He's born on April 10th, 1952. So he's going to be 70, actually. April 10th, 1952. Yep. The A's are retooling. They always do this every couple of years. When guys got to become expensive and get to free agency, they move on, they trade them, get prospects, and they recycle it all the time. So, yeah, Pittsburgh's going to build. They'll build around Reynolds and Brian Hayes, no doubt about it. I mean, why would they not? My Haribo cherries, I'm out of them, John Beck. I wish I had some right now because they're pretty damn awesome. I have to get some more. Now that you made me think about it, I'm going to have to go find some Haribo cherries, dude. I'm going to try to have some for Saturday. Jackie Chan's another one. Yeah, I mean, I hope the Yankees get more than one pitcher. I hope it's not only Rodon if they get Rodon because I also worry. So Chuck Norris, I think, is close to 82. Seagal got huge, man. Oof. Voit could go to Miami. Don't be surprised if he goes to Colorado or Milwaukee either. Luke Voit. Boss man, what's good? The Players Union has requested a meeting tomorrow with the MLB owners. So I have a video going over the details coming out that I recorded earlier today. It's going out tomorrow morning. And then once the details come out, which they're meeting in the afternoon, once all the details come out and I have some news, I'll put out a video tomorrow afternoon or evening. So you know exactly what happened. So you too, Kyle. I'm gonna wrap it up too shortly. Trade for Olsen, Manet, and Murphy for Voit, Andujar, Peraza, Hill, Herman, Glaber, and Cash. If you can get that for that, you do that in a heartbeat, Chris Schmidt. Exactly, Christopher Woods. Exactly. Died like 20 years ago, but death is afraid to. Exactly, man. Exactly. Richard Rodriguez would be a good bullpen fit for the Cards. He could be an addition to the Yankees too. But yeah, they're meeting tomorrow, boss man. The Players Union requested this evening to meet with the owners, and they're gonna submit their counter proposal to them tomorrow afternoon. I get those too, John Beck. I had a bunch of fruit snacks earlier, but I do. I usually have stuff that I'm snacking on here, usually nuts or fruit or something like that. So I didn't have it. I'm just sucking down my water. So because I had a cheesesteak hoagie for dinner, so I'm full. Around here, they make these cheesesteaks. If you ever watched The Honeymooners, remember Ed Norton? He had these 2-foot-long hero sandwiches. It was like that. It really was. It was a big-ass sandwich. Yeah, Harvey's kind of like toxic now, so I pass on him for the Yankees. That's for sure. I like that calendar with the Chuck Norris. That's great. They do need starting pitching depth. They do. Pirates. I mean, if you can get Ryan Reynolds, you got to go for like JT Brubaker too, or something like that. You kind of have to. Mineta, Mets, Montes, Mariners. I mean, those are all possible. I mean, Olsen. I don't know if the Red Sox have what it takes to get Olsen. Not when they could just bring back Kyle Schwarber or bring in Anthony Rizzo. Garcia is going to rebound. Yeah, I do, but not with the Yankees, Sean. I just don't see it happening with the Yankees. Unfortunately. He's just fallen so far out of favor. It's too much regression for him. Yeah, I mean, dude. There's only there's like a half a handful of teams who could probably afford what it's going to cost to get Soto. I mean, really. It's half a handful. I see the Yankees looking more first base. They're not extremely desperate for some. No, they're not. First base is a bigger position in need. Big boy, no doubt, man. But yeah, first base is definitely a bigger position in need. First base and pitching, I'd be all over. I'm not sure Happ will come back to the Yankees. The Red Sox, I'd be surprised if they traded for Olsen. It's possible, but I'd be surprised. Not when they can just bring in Schwarber. Bring back Schwarber, I should say. Dave Ryan is a good one too, man. The Chuck Norris stuff is awesome tonight. I love it, man. Yeah, was it Tristan Cassis, Tyler? Is that his name for first base? Is it Cassis? They have that kid too, a top prospect as a first base. So why would they get Olsen? And they're not going to trade their top prospect for Matt Olsen. No. I think his name is Tristan Cassis, I think. Oh, man, I love the Chuck Norris jokes, man. It's fantastic. That's my concern, too, Tommy Daly. I mean, a career fit in the clubhouse. But yeah, I know a lot of people would not be. But if he came here, he stayed out of trouble, and they won, then all will be forgiven, in my opinion, for most Yankee fans. Yeah. Exactly. I think his name is Tristan Cassis, if I'm not mistaken. No more move Devers. You could move Devers to first base. Yeah, you really could. The Yankees are like 6 or 7 deep right now, Thomas Littlejohn, in terms of Bobby Dahlbeck. That's his name. Not Cassis. Bobby Dahlbeck. First base prospect. Yes. Cassis maybe he's an outfielder or something like that. And I know they have him too. Bobby Dahlbeck. No. I don't see the Red Sox getting an Olsen. I could see the Rays getting him or the Braves getting him over the Red Sox. I could see the Red Sox trading with the A's for pitching. I could see that. Cassis. Dahlbeck is okay. He's also a third baseman. Okay. Both. I mean, they definitely have some good corner infield depth there. So I'm a little bit tired, Tommy. I'm gonna wrap it up in a short. My chair for some reason it's sinking. It's sinking, Tommy. Though I don't know what's going on, dude. Yeah. I mean, Volpe is now, according to ESPN, the number 6 prospect in Major League. So he was up to 6 now. So that's great. And the Yankees have another one in the Everson Perez now in the top 100 too, which is great. 4 in the top 100. Greinke to the Yankees, I didn't even like him to the Yankees at 25 years old, CJ. I don't think he'll make it. A little bit, Tommy. Yeah, a little bit. It's a long day. Devers isn't. Yeah, I mean, I wonder what you could make Devers the DH. I mean, you really could if he's a butcher in the infield. You can make him the DH and then have Cassis and Dahlbeck in the infield. They have that option. So they do. Olsen, Bryant, Rodon, Contreras. Big boy, all over that, man. All over that. Yeah, DJ. I mean, the Rays were smart to lock up Wander Franco when they did. Dahlbeck did make the majors. Yeah, he did. Yeah, Cassis is a big boy, too. Chuck Norris doesn't wear a watch. He decides. Exactly, Hirsch. Yeah, I mean, Greinke's like 38, too. He's just not. Not a fit here. Not a fit, man. Yeah, Olsen's my pick, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. So I hope they get him. I really do. Because you could package him and get a pitcher with him or somebody else. It could be a multiplayer trade. And which I think it would very likely be. I really do. And if you can get him, I mean, it makes life easier when you can do that. And again, it sounds as if the Yankees were close potentially to a trade with the A's. I think it was the trade with the A's, but right before the lockout, and it didn't go. It wasn't completed. So we'll see what happens. But Suzuki would be nice, but he's not in my opinion, a big of a necessity as Olsen is. I think they need two impact bats one way or another. So, I agree, DJ. Let him San Francisco or Seattle in a less pressure environment or something like that. Zach Greinke. Trey, exactly, Ralph. Chuck Norris was exposed to the coronavirus. The virus now is in quarantine for That's a good one too, dude. Overall prediction for offseason, I think they make a trade with Oakland. I think they bring in either bring in Carlos Rodon or trade for a number 2 starter. I do think they bring in one relief arm, one ring. They always bring in some kind of reliever one way or other. So maybe sign like somebody like Eddie Rosario, somebody for outfield depth or whatnot, and something else, but I'm just not sure. But I think those are probably the more. I hope it's Olsen and Montez. I really do. But again, it's going to cost quite a bit. But that's kind of my overall prediction right now. I'm expecting to be a combination of disappointed and pleasantly surprised at the same time. So Cashman is so. When you think he's going to do nothing, he does a lot. When you think he's going to do a lot or should do a lot, he does nothing. So he's so cagey. You can never read the guy's mind. So, or just never what the hell his intentions are, what he's thinking. So that's what makes it so frustrating, but also so fascinating. So, but and Marquez would take a haul. He's got 2 or 3 years of control left. I think 3. And Marquez would be a nice fit here. Chuck Norris was the only person who cried was a doctor, never slapped. This is great stuff. I love the Chuck Norris stuff. Bauer for a pack of 20. Yeah, I mean, I think you get released, and at that point, you jump all over him. If that's the case, you can. But on that note, I want to say cheers to you guys. I'm gonna go get some rest too because it was a long day. Chuck Norris doesn't cry, man. He just sweats tears. That's it. Sweat. One piece that we could. No, I agree with you, big boy. 100%, man. 100%. Chuck Norris needing the Ukraine border scare Russian ranks. Yeah, damn right, Ralph. Peralta. Yeah, I could see that too. But have a great night, everybody. Thank you for coming on. We'll have a lot more to talk about on Saturday on the live stream. So we'll have some more news too. But cheers. Salute. Have a great night. Talk to you next time.